So Bagheera just got his medication. Normally, Luna would go up there and comfort him, and that was also her first instinct. But as you can see, she just stopped halfway. That's so sad. And he's up there, trying to recollect himself. Luna's down there. Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing fine. Little follow-up update about Bagheera. First of all, thank you so much guys for all the support. It really is overwhelming. We weren't expecting so much of you to take the time to show us all the love, the support, and really asking from the heart because you're genuinely interested in Bagheera. That really touches us and goes right to our hearts. So thank you so much for that. That was really overwhelming. Thank you so much, guys. And it really, really helps to know that, people care, because usually, especially in these times, maybe sometimes, which we understand completely, people don't want to hear more bad news. And I wish we had something else to tell you right now about Bagheera. God, we wish. But it's just what it is, guys. And I understand that if sometimes some of you are just tired of bad news, as we have much of it lately, so I'm really sorry about that. But nevertheless, you guys are really there. Keep sending us messages, supporting us. So thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it a lot. So about Bagheera, what can I tell you? So he came from the hospital. He was really weak. He lost a lot of weight, and he had some spots where he shaved his coat off. Plus, he smelled. He had a little that, and it's not a bad smell, it's just medicine smell, as I like to call it, like hospital smell. And yeah, so we're really, really thin, lost a lot of weight. So me and Mike think that because of the stress, he did not eat. Bagheera is a difficult eater as he is. And we think because of the stress of the hospital, he was been there for 3 nights, 3 days. And I think all of that just had an impact on him. So he stopped eating. So that was the first thing that really hurt us, to see him like that, like weak and thin. All he did the first days was to sleep constantly. And then, we started to worry. So we started to trigger him to see if he's sensitive for triggers. We started to play with him a little bit, tried to lure him to eat and all that. And finally he woke up, and then he started eating, couldn't stop. So he had a lot of hunger. So he ate a lot, constantly, and drank a lot. And then of course we had Luna, who still did not want it to approach him, although the doctor and the information that you can find online say that it should be over within 48 hours. It didn't. It actually, Luna not wanting to accept Bagheera and acting aggressive toward him, actually lasted for a week. And it was heartbreaking to see, because considering what Bagheera went through and still is going through, and to see on top of that Luna not wanting to accept him. And he did want to be with her. You could just tell that he tried to approach her with the little strength that he had in the beginning. But Luna just refused, and she kept refusing him. But then again, slowly, little by little, she started to come back. She started to, I think, to miss him too. She started to come back, sniff him, back off, approach him very cautiously, and then back off again. And then eventually she, I don't know. Of course, in the meantime, me and Mike did a lot of things. We rubbed Luna's favorite blanket on Bagheera all the time. We rubbed our shirts that we wore, from the laundry basket, and rub it on Bagheera. We rubbed all kind of stuff on his back, on his body, just to make sure that the hospital smell wears off. And I think we succeeded eventually. I hope you guys are hearing me. I'm on my way to the vet again, and I'll tell you in a bit why. So I moved a little bit away from the traffic, the heavy traffic on the bridge. I hope you guys hear me better now. Sorry if I was yelling in the little bit before this. So yeah, so finally, after a week, Luna decided she wants to accept Bagheera. She kept smelling, so smelling is definitely the way to go for cats. You know, if you don't smell the way they like, they're not going to accept you. The visual confirmation doesn't mean anything to cats. That is really something that we learned, though it is Bagheera. So yes, he had a little bit of bulge spots here and there because they shaved him at the hospital, but it's Bagheera. Nothing changed about him. But still, because he smelled differently, Luna did not want it to accept him, which means that cats care more about how you smell and less about how you look. And what else? So yeah, so after a week, we called the doctor, you know, because we had some questions on, we want to do things perfectly. We want to do everything we can to give Bagheera you know, a better chance to fight this, to survive this. Little did we know. Anyway, so we want to do everything that we can before we stop. You know, we want to do everything we can and then leave Bagheera's body to do the rest. So in that context, we called the vet to see if he can give us any more advice or he has anything to say. But then it turned out that he wanted to talk to us anyway, because he said a cat with Bagheera's condition is not a cat we're gonna let go. We need to monitor him all the time. So you guys need to come over for us to make a plan. So I went there yesterday and he looked at Bagheera and he told me something that I did not know, nor did Mike, is that Bagheera has a really rare heart disease that you don't find in many cats. Only a very small percentage of cats get that disease. So it's really rare. There is little known about it. They have no idea how to treat it, how to fight it. They can't tell you what the profile is, and so they just try and experiment as they go. So that was really difficult to hear. You know, just that our Bagheera should be one of the cats, you know, that gets one of these rare diseases. Of course, I mean, but then again, like everyone says, why shouldn't he? If there are other cats that gets this, why shouldn't he? Just because we love him and we do not want to lose him. You know, this is nature. This is how it works. So that was really difficult to hear that and process that on the spot. But there is no times for tears when you're at the vet. I saw outside a very old dog. So you know that you just have to, you know, bite through it and continue. No time to stand still, no time to process, especially at the vet. So yeah, so he did a little bit of blood research and he saw that some values in Bagheera's blood were a little low. And then Bagheera has also the bad luck that the medicines that should help this are not in supply right now. I don't know, because of Corona, or I don't know. Wow, guys, I see huge fish there. I don't know if you can see them. Anyway, so the medicines are not in supply. So he said, maybe what I can do is make something and then inject it in Bagheera. So I had to come back today with Bagheera. But then he called us at the end of the evening and he said, no, Bagheera's body is just too little. If I was going to inject all this in his body, he will have a big lump. And I do not want to give him that big lump with a lot of fluid, because his kidney will then have to start to process all this fluid. And he said his kidney is doing a lot of work as it is because of this disease and because of that medication. So I do not want to give the kidney more work, more reasons to work harder. So he couldn't do that. But he was so kind enough to look up the medication on the internet, just at some pharmacy, and he told us exactly what to get. So we ordered it last night. And today I'm going back to get some new medications for Bagheera, new supplies, because we ran out. And he told us that, yes, it's definitely a fact, you guys. It is definitely a fact. Bagheera can live maybe at tops a year or a year and a half. Definitely not longer. So, you know, so I asked him, is there anything that we can do, anything that we can prove? And he said, you know, I can tell by the way Bagheera is, his body, his condition, that you guys are the best thing that can happen to a cat. So it was really good to hear, reassuring and comforting. But still, that's for us, nothing for Bagheera. And he said, you know, when it comes to Bagheera, you guys, it kills me to tell you that there's nothing you can do. So, nothing you can change about it. There is no medicines, there is no food that you can buy for no money, no amount of money that can change anything about this. You're just gonna have to take time to process this and accept that no matter how good of a job you guys are doing, he won't live longer than a year and a half tops. And he said, I say year and a half because we know that cats with heart disease usually don't live longer than a year. He said, but because he has a rare condition, it might surprise us. He might live a little longer or shorter. We have no idea. So we're completely in the dark here. He said, but definitely don't count on having your cat around for 2 years, because that's not gonna happen. It's impossible. So I'm going back to the vet to get some more medications for him. And that's the story so far, you guys. So yes, we are going to lose our dear Bagheera. And I have very hard time accepting this. Me and Mike, it just came out of nothing. You know, the loss of someone that you've seen suffering, and sometimes you can even find comfort in that for them, to be a relief for them, not to have to go through pain if it's been going on for quite a time. But in this case, it just came out of nothing, and it's so hard to accept that, to understand that. But we're gonna have to accept it. You guys are gonna have to accept it. You guys want to hear something crazy but true? The week before Bagheera got sick, I was cleaning the attic, and I tried to move his carrier, his and that of Luna, and he's broke. And I felt odd, and I felt so bad, and I felt so sick in the stomach. I didn't know why. But I don't know, maybe that was a sign, something to prepare us. Not really sure if you believe in science. I don't know. Sometimes you get those attacks, guys. Sometimes you get those moments, like now, walking to the pharmacy to get the medicines, and you just wanna stop and yell. But in my case, I'm religious. I believe in God, so I don't want to sound like I cannot accept what God decides, even if it's the faith of a little cat to some people. So what you do is you just suppress it. You just suppress it. If you guys know any other way in how to handle this, please share that with us, because I must say I have no idea how to accept this, and I have no idea how to handle this. I just don't. It just kills me inside. And like I said, sometimes you have those moments like now where you want to stand in the middle of the street and just yell and scream. But then, of course, this voice of faith in your heart tells you to, accept things, and things happen, I guess. And then, of course, there where you never saw dark cats, completely black cats, I should say, now we see them all the time through the windows. Older black cats, their owners playing with them, and I'm happy for them, but it's also painful to watch, thinking maybe we'll never get the chance to see Bagheera get that old, like those black cats. Guys, one good thing about today is I finally got to do what I always wanted to do. From our window on the other side right there, I always see this very old lady walking here with a lot of effort trying to get her groceries. And I always said to Mike, if I ever find her on the street, I will ask her that we are there for her. She's not our direct neighbor. It doesn't matter. She's all the way back. She said, listen, sweetheart, you're such a sweetheart, but I'm 79. I was born in this house. They will not take me away to some elderly home. Until I drop dead, I'm still active. I can walk stairs, as you can see. She said, but if I ever need you, thank you so much, sweetheart. I will find you. So that really felt good that she knows that there is someone for her. So anyway, I might leave it for now. Thank you again for your support, guys. We love you so much. And God bless.
So, this morning we woke up, and this is what Mike found. This is the cat hatch. This is the work of him there, right there, busted. This is his work. So we're just so happy to see him getting back to a little bit of to him old self. I don't even know how to get this out. So it's a nice lamb that he loves to play with. So naughty. This is Bagheera, always has been naughty.
Maybe one last thing that I can share with you guys from this experience is that the vet told us that if Luna still acts a little bit ugly toward Bagheera because of the smell, he said then you guys should think about bringing them always together. Then always bring Luna with him together, because that way they will have the same smell and they won't notice a difference. Luna won't look because she's already smelling. She's already a little bit alerted. So yeah, that's what he said. Bring them together, and then that way you prevent Luna from acting ugly. Because she's a little bit different. She is a little bit different. Oh well.
If I ever were to lose you, I'd surely lose myself. Everything that I found here, I've not found by myself. Trying sometimes you'll succeed to make